Yeah, yeah, it's winter. Yeah, I'm doing a water fast. So what? Oh, white SUV, look at that. Maybe I'll go left, maybe I'll go right. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. My coat is so tight. My coat is making me want to puke. It's so tight, I'm so fat. I'm a fatty 2x4. Can't fit through the bathroom door. Oh, here's a gang stalker. Could you imagine having that kind of anger? Like, I'm gonna drive real fast. That'll show him. That'll show him. Yeah, that's right. Oh, there's a guy walking up ahead of me. I don't think you could see him. Oh, well, I had a change of heart. Yeah, I was feeling kind of... when I made that first video today, I was feeling kind of... I mean, in case you're watching for the first time right now, I made another video earlier today. And I was kind of really hoping for something unbelievable. Like, I'm water fasting. Day 2, gonna be a huge celebration. But actually, that was kind of day 1. And day 2, I was just more like, yep, same old thing. Not much to say here. And then my mom offered me a plate of food, which I haven't looked. And, well, I did some acid today and yesterday as well. You're really not supposed to do that. It's kind of a waste. But it has been, I've been using it as, well, you're not supposed to do it because it doesn't get you high. It wastes the acid. Because if you do it once every 3 weeks, you're like level 80. But if you do it every day, it's like level 5. So, but I need the help to do the water fast, frankly. And that was the other thing that was bothering me, was I was peaking on acid when I made the video earlier, and I was expecting to get up to level 50, but then it was like, nope, just on level 5. Not as great as I thought. And so it was kind of anticlimactic. And, I was feeling, and then I started feeling sick. I don't know if it was the neighbors, the gang stalking tenant, her smoke. I mean, I do have this air purifier in my room, and I have my vent covered with cardboard. Thank God for that. I can still smell the smoke, but it makes it bearable at least. I have the fan on high. It's so loud. It's like, meh. But it's kind of cool. It's like white noise. And I had a bath too. That's against the rules. The godfather of water fasting, Lauren, he would say, do not have a bath. And I had a bath yesterday too. So I'm trying to baby myself here. I'm doing acid and I'm having a bath. And even right now, I'm going out for this walk to try to give myself some kind of excitement, to compensate that I would be normally having food right now. And well, I was feeling sick earlier too. That came close to saying fuck the whole thing. That plate of food. Oh, I think I want that plate of food. But let's look at the bright side of fasting. Number 1, if you've watched my walking videos, you'll probably have known that my breathing is often louder than my talking. I sound literally obese, but that's only because I am. How is my breathing now? I think my breathing is noticeably better. Is my jacket still uncomfortably tight because I'm so fat, making me want to puke a little bit? Yes. But am I huffing and puffing about it? Only a little bit. I'd say that's a win. My hair texture, much better. Do I feel like puking anymore? No. I actually suddenly, after... They say if you suffer, you've earned your joy. If you suffer, you're going to have a bunch of joy after, because you've earned it. After I felt like puking, I felt fantastic suddenly. Suddenly, I really did feel high. And I just had a sort of smile about me. I looked in the mirror, and I thought, look, you're smiling. Isn't that nice? Don't you appreciate that? And I thought, yeah. And this is also a traumatic experience right now. I'm going out for a walk. Because I'm going out, they're probably going to break in. They're going to do something harmful. This comes with a punishment. And it's not just that easy to say, well, it's no big deal. It is very traumatizing. Their punishment isn't like, we're going to stick our tongue out at you, ha ha ha. Their punishment is literal terrorism. And I'm aware of that. I'm taking this walk with my eyes open. I'm even going a route I think they said not to go. Like, the other day after I noticed that something was put in my chip bag that didn't belong there, and I noticed I had to run to the bathroom after I drank my almond milk, so they've broken in. I also noticed this blue streak on our toilet paper, which I think the color of rat poison is blue. I'm not sure what the symbology is, but you have to give me a moment. I'm trying to remember what I'm talking about. Well, I think it was something to the effect of, I'm aware of the traumatic events. Oh yeah, so Trafalgar Street, that's the street I live on. And when I was realizing that there had been a break-in and food tampering, then they had a commercial play, and they hijacked the commercials. For example, if I'm driving, there'll be a truck and it's like Lily's flowers, and the truck will cut me off. And then that night when I go on YouTube, the first advertisement is going to be for Lily's flowers. And it's like local, it's like in your city. And that's the truck that just cut me off. And there's a lot of things like that. There's a lot of sensitized ad placements that they put on. So when I realized that they had the break-in, around that time, you know, when I would have been realizing, had I not realized, because I didn't say out loud, oh, I just realized it. You know, but around that time, I just heard some spooky noises, spooking me out. They had an ad that said, Trafalgar, find another route. And I had been walking on Trafalgar Street, talking about how the gangstalkers should be mowed down with a Gatling gun. Now, why would they... And I said I could take a shit in the middle of the street here. That's how much I care about these fucking retards. And now, why did they punish? Is it just a standard practice? Was it to tell me I'm not allowed to walk on Trafalgar Street? Was it because I said that they should be mowed down with a Gatling gun? Well, I don't know. They won't say, actually. But I'm not walking through this. This is too deep. Now, incidentally, I won't be walking on Trafalgar Street. I did bring an extra battery. And tonight I'm surrendered more. Something about the water fast. I reached this other level. I was looking at the light. I was just zoning out. But just slouched in a chair. Zoning out, looking at a light bulb. And I was thinking about the love of the people who clearly love me, but who have also betrayed me, who have hurt me to the point where I don't like them, I don't go near them, but I know they love me still. And it's not wishful thinking. It's not like, I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm not like, but I do need their approval. And maybe if I think they love me, it'll make up for how much they don't respect me. That's in fact what I felt. That there are people who love me tremendously and disrespect me tremendously. Whew. Now I'm winded for sure. That was rough, walking through all that snow. Well, here's something cool. Yesterday when I was going out for my walk, my cone fell off my TLC tugger, which is my foreskin restoration device. And there's two parts of it. There's one part that goes against the glands, and then you roll the foreskin up over top of it, and it looks like a cone. And so it's tapered off at the tip of the foreskin. So it's like putting an upside down ice cream cone on the tip of your glands. And then on top of that, you put a silicone cone over top of it to catch the skin, to grip the skin. And the silicone works like a Chinese finger trap. But that part fell off. But the inner part didn't fall off because my foreskin kept hugging it. And it stayed like that for the entire walk. And that actually might happen during this walk too. And it's incredible that the temperature changed. If you're a woman, just imagine your vagina opens up. Like the internal part is suddenly exposed. And oxygen is the most corrosive element on Earth. It will rust metal. It's like not to protect. Your foreskin isn't to protect from debris. It's to protect from oxygen. And so you wouldn't imagine. Well, just imagine keeping your mouth open all the time. Yeah. I was going to say how silly the human race is, but you already know that. I'm trying to move on to bigger things. So I'm looking at this light bulb. I'm slouched on level 5, thinking about the love of certain people, same one from last night, and I'm sort of reconciling it. Oh, hello there again. So if you remember, he's a jolly one, He reminds me of that too. A lot of these people, they'll marry you. I had a gang stalker who I dated, and we were having sex once, and she's saying, "I love you so much. I love you." And I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, yeah, clearly. Are you kidding me? Why would I have sex with you if I don't love you? Like, isn't it self-evident? Well, I've had sex with people I don't love, but I mean, at that time in my life, it should have been self-evident. But what she was saying was that, no, it's not self-evident because I'm actually a human trafficker, human trafficking you. She was saying, no, really, I do love you, I swear. But I didn't say you didn't. Yeah, but I'm trying to admit to you that I feel bad about what I'm doing. And if you get it, if I can say it without saying it so that you get it, then I feel like I can sleep at night without being haunted by thinking I'm everything I hate, without thinking I'm everything I claim to hate, without being a total fraud. And so I was thinking about the wisdom in loving someone you disrespect. I was trying it on for size. I'm zoning out. I'm gone. Nothing matters. I'm traumatized beyond comprehension. I'm not trying to figure anything out. And I'm just thinking, let's just do the most illogical thing. Let's just think about how great it is to value love more than anything else. Hey, you can kill the person, like Gangs of New York. The mob boss, as he's dying, he holds the hand of Leonardo DiCaprio. They just fought to the death, and he just got killed, and his enemy thinks you're striking out for one last blow to kill me, but really you're reaching out to hold my hand. You want to, and it's not gay. But even if it was, so what? But I mean, you're really valuing love here. And what is there something to that? That it's, if you have to choose to be loved or respected, that it's better to be loved. As the gang stalker who loves your victim, man, the screen died. Okay, the battery just died. My hands are freezing. I had to change the battery. The screen might die, but the audio will still work. So don't freak if suddenly you can't see where I'm going. Wow, my hands are so cold. It's crazy how cold it is over here. When I was a kid, I used to live in this building. We lived on the bottom of this building right here, this triplex. And I was sitting on that front porch one time. I must have been in grade 1. And some older kids came by, like teenagers. They were really strong, and they threw snowballs at my face. Hit me in the face. I just pretended like I didn't even notice. But it was really traumatic. Probably we've got some gang stalkers up here. And where that truck is parked, there was some girls who lived, and they stole my hat. And so I threw some cherries at them, and one of them started crying instantly, like the cherry hit her. You know, the cherries that fall off the trees, like not the edible kind, but the kind that would fall into the sidewalk. And as soon as it hits her, she starts wailing, crying. And I had even taken out the stems because I had worried of hitting them in the eyes. And I'm thinking, this is so fake. She's just a total crybaby. And then they kept my hat, and then their mom brought it over to our apartment. And she was like, don't you ever let your son do this and that. And then later on, that girl's sister, when I was like 21, we all went to school together. She's like, come over here and fuck me in the ass with this other girl who I was romantic with. It was the most straightforward. It was a lot. It was, and this is like an artistic kind of person. She wasn't like, as far as I knew, the type of person who would say that. And I didn't do it. I mean, I'm sure I would have if the opportunity was just right, but there was something about it. I was just like, I don't think this is the right thing. But anyways, so to thinking about the wisdom of love, do these people have are they richer than me? You know, I'm sitting here, I'm like, they disrespected me. I'm I'm the warrior. And they're like, hey, we're just surrendered already. We're just soup over here. We can do violence, it doesn't matter, because we're all mind controlled, but at least we love. Hey, we're total retards. Hey, we don't understand anything. We don't understand anything. We'll circumcise you. The doctor says to cut your face off, we'll do it. But we love you. Remember, we love you. Remember, we don't understand anything. We're total retards. But we love you. We have that love. I was thinking about that. Have they beat me on some level? I was seeing the wisdom of the person who is disrespectful but very loving. And I was trying to get into it. You know, I was high. I was doing the unthinkable. I was trusting them. I was giving them a chance. I was loving them. I was saying it's all okay. It's all okay. Just in my heart, you know, just feeling that good old-fashioned love for people who I have turned cold to. Because over time it's just too hurtful to hang out with them, to be with them, to open my heart to them. It's just too hurtful over time. Over time I think, oh, there we go. We started on a good note, but 20 minutes in, here comes the first declaration of supremacy, and it's really hidden, and it's done with gaslighting. And I have been a gaslighter too. And that's part of why it tugs at my heartstrings. I have been a gaslighter with perhaps devastating consequences. It could have cost someone their life. There's someone who I gaslit who killed themselves. And I went back and I've said, well, I was being gangstalked. I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm not the same as a gangstalker because I didn't know what was happening. A gangstalker will say, no, it is the same. You were being fucked with, so you fucked with someone else. That's what's happening to us. We're being fucked with, so we have to fuck with you. But I was being fucked with without being given the threat. I was being fucked with while being told I wasn't being fucked with. Which made me nuts. That's actually how you make someone postal. I didn't have consent. The gangstalkers don't have consent either. But I didn't have the informed part. I didn't have understanding of what was going on. The gangstalkers do have understanding of what's going on. MK Ultra works based on the person not understanding what's going on. If everyone who's a TI in the entire world knew what being a TI is, the TI program wouldn't work. It depends on people not knowing what it is. That's how you make someone go postal. It's by gaslighting them. So when I look back at that girl who I gaslit, and I think she was being gangstalked too, I don't know. I think there were other factors that contributed to it. But I mean, it weighs on me. Sometimes it weighs on me. Sometimes I think I can't even imagine how sorry I am. I can't even do that. And we had a nice conversation the last time I saw her. I mean, pretty nice. She was saying some delusional things, and I wasn't that nice to not have corrected her. I could have just told her, as a friend, what you're saying right now isn't real. Even if you're being gangstalked, it was delusional. Even she was saying something that was impossible. Well, maybe, probably. I could pretty much bet. But that's not the point. The point is that I thought it was delusional. And I didn't say anything. Well, so it tugs at my heartstrings then. I think back to how lost I was. And how I had gaslit myself too. Like when I gaslit that girl, I didn't think I'm gaslighting you right now. But on the corner of my eye, I did kind of think it. But so corner that I didn't even look. And so I look at the long line of maturity, looking back at myself and going, oh, wow, you're totally lost. And then I am supposed to just make a line of distinction and say anyone beneath my level is cursed to eternal hatred from me. Or not even hatred, apathy. Just I won't even give them the dignity of hating them. I'll just forget them. They just don't even exist anymore. If you hate someone, you really love them. Well, I could say with a lot of the gang stalkers, I have forgotten them. Maybe I'm saying about some of them, I do hate them, and therefore I do love them as well. And that has been something that I had to get a bit dissociated and zone out in order to honestly feel that. I wanted this walk to be part of that dissociation. I wanted to be out of my logical mind and just sort of riffing off of whatever seems relevant in that moment. Well, I've drank about 1 liter of water today. I'm a bit behind schedule. My nose is a bit runny. My microphone keeps drooping. Oh, I hate that. I am excited though. Look at my breathing. This is much better breathing than normal. I'm also wearing my shoes, which I normally have these very heavy boots. I call them my motherfuckers. Am I going to do acid again tomorrow? Maybe. I don't want to live my life hating people. And Talopa, he's one of my favorites. He says even go beyond that. He says don't go loving your enemies. Don't even have a friend to begin with. Because your friend's going to turn into an enemy. So stick in your individuality and be alone with the other person who's alone. And the difference is politics. The difference is friendship is a sort of sales pitch that you want to convert the person to your own way of thinking. You want to convert them to loving you. You love them, but only so that they'll love you. And that's what a friendship is. It's a sort of deal. It's a partnership, but it's business. It's founded in business. And businessmen are always full of shit. So eventually, its opposite is going to come in. If you love them, you're going to hate them. So don't even have a friend to begin with. Stick to your individuality. Stay with your aloneness. And then relate to other people in your aloneness. And you will bypass the whole rigmarole of enmity and friendship, of love and hate. Even love and hate will be just a burden. At some point you'll have to drop love and hate because there'll be baggage. Well, they say that's like the transition from a bodhisattva to an arhat. A bodhisattva is someone who can't be at peace until you're at peace. An arhat is at peace regardless of what you're doing. And to a bodhisattva, there's no life without compassion. And to an arhat, compassion is an ego trip. And Osho says he's both and neither. He goes beyond even those labels. And I may have been misinterpreting what Talopa meant too. So, this is just my opinions on things. I hope it's okay that, I don't really know if these opinions are as good as what Osho and Talopa would say. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.